Okay, so let's get right into it. We all spend so much time making our CI/CD pipelines fast, right? But what if they could also be smart? Today, we're going to talk about how to inject some real intelligence into our deployment process using OpenTelemetry. The goal here is to turn every single release from a moment of anxiety into a source of actual insight. You know the feeling. The PR is merged, the pipeline goes green, and you hit that big deploy button. For a second, everything feels great. But then, that little voice in the back of your head starts to whisper, so, what's actually happening out there in production right now? Is the whole site suddenly crawling for our users? Did that tiny little CSS change I made somehow tank performance? Are people hitting brand new bugs? Is our error dashboard about to light up like a Christmas tree? And then the big one. Is this thing so broken that we have to scramble and hit the big red undo button? Well, that post-deployment dread is exactly what we're going to tackle today. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the problem, that post-deployment black box. Then we'll get into a smarter way to deploy, and I'll show you the magic of metadata. From there, we'll see how to automate release safety, visualize the impact in tools you already use, and finally, we'll peek into the future of autonomous CI/CD. All right, part one, the post-deployment black box. This is all about what it takes to finally turn on the lights after you ship your code. You know, our pipelines are amazing. They can build, test, and ship code in literally minutes. But speed isn't everything. If we can't see what happens the second after a deployment lands, we're basically just throwing code over a wall and hoping for the best. So, how do we fix this blind spot? Well, that brings us to our next section, a smarter way to deploy. We're going to move beyond just simple automation and start talking about something called intelligence-driven deployments. And what does that actually mean? Well, it's the idea of using the real-time telemetry data we're already collecting to automatically figure out if a new release is good or bad, and then letting the system make a decision, like automatically approving a canary, or even better, triggering an instant rollback. Now, I know this sounds super complex, but the secret sauce behind it is actually ridiculously simple. And that brings us to the really cool part, Section 3, the magic of metadata. It all boils down to this one beautiful, simple idea. You take all that rich telemetry data your apps are already sending out, your traces, your metrics, your logs, and you just attach a little bit of context about the deployment directly to it. And this is literally what it looks like. We're just adding a few simple tags, the version number, maybe the git commit hash, and the environment. These little key value pairs are the bridge that connects a specific line of code to its actual performance in the real world. This is how we go from guessing what caused a problem to knowing exactly which commit is to blame. So here's how it fits into your workflow. Steps 1 and 2 are the same. Commit code, build and test. But in step 3, when you deploy, that's when you inject this metadata. Now all the telemetry you collect is tagged, and that's what unlocks the ability to analyze the impact and finally automate the decision. Okay, so we've done the work. What's the big payoff? That's section 4, automating release safety. This is where we stop nervously staring at dashboards and let the data make the tough calls for us. Let's just do a quick compare and contrast. The old way is slow and super stressful. You're trying to line up graphs by looking at the time on the clock. The new way, it's instant, it's completely data-driven, and it's just fundamentally safer because the system itself knows if a release is healthy. And we're not just talking about technical metrics here. We can tie your deployments directly to the business KPIs that everyone actually cares about, things like payment success rates, cart abandonment, new user signups. You can finally answer the question, did this release we just shipped actually help or hurt the business? And here's what that looks like in practice. This is just a simple PromQL query, but all it's saying is this. If the rate of HTTP errors in the last 5 minutes goes above 5%, trigger a rollback. That's it. It's a clear, automated safety net. Automated rollbacks are awesome, but we still need to see what's going on. And that brings us to section 5, visualizing a release's impact. The best part is, you can do this in the tools you already know and love. Just picture your Grafana dashboard. Because all your metrics are now tagged with version data, you can build panels that automatically compare latency before and after a deployment. You can overlay little markers on your error rate graphs that show exactly when a new version went live. No more guessing. And it gets even more powerful when you look at distributed tracing. You can pull up a single failed request in a tool like Yager, and it tells you the whole story. This request to the checkout service failed with an inventory error, and it was handled by version 3.2.1 of the code. The line from cause to effect is just right there. It's undeniable.
So where is all of this heading? Let's zoom out for our last section, the future, autonomous CI/CD. This is where we start getting into the world of AIOps, really taking over release management.
So to get ready for that future, there are a few best practices to keep in mind. Using standard semantic conventions for your metadata helps AI models make smarter connections. Tracing the pipeline itself helps you make decisions based on SLOs. And, like we said, tracking those business KPIs is what connects your code to real customer impact. All right, let's bring it all home. The big takeaways? First, deployment metadata is that critical missing link. Second, this is what makes automated telemetry-driven rollbacks possible. Third, tools like Grafana and Yager can light up and show you version-specific impact. And finally, all of this stuff is really the foundation for the future of AIOps. And that leaves us with one last question to think about for your own setup. Speed is great, we all need it. But in today's world, it's just not enough anymore. So take a look at your pipeline and ask yourself, is it just fast? Or is it also smart?